Hey folks, welcome to Opals NZ. Today we have a 4,000 carat parcel of lightning ridge potential black opal to have a look at. So the question is, did I buy rubbish or can I cut some gems out of this stuff? Okay, so this is the parcel. 4,000 carats for 1,200 bucks. It was a pretty big gamble when I got it. I was kind of curious to see what you get for that, and it is very much cutter's scraps, I would call it. There's really nice color, but every single piece I pick up has something wrong with it. So I expect I'll be able to get my money back, but I'll be cutting small stones. I mean, look at that color there. Look at that color. And it's on black as well. But I mean, you can see it's messed up. You might get a 0.2 of a carat stone out of that. And every single piece I pick up is like that. So it's all got color, but it's all going to be difficult to cut or impossible to cut, or it's going to cut the small stones. But I've picked out the best stuff in it, and this is it here. So if we zoom in a little bit on that. So in here you can see some better bits. So, I mean, look at this. Look at that. But you can see this is typical of it. Like it's, I mean, that's top black potential, but the way that it's shaped with the potch, and it's not going to cut a solid stone with a black back. It's just teasing, but I better get something out of it, maybe a carat if I'm lucky. So there's that bit, so I'll cut that bit today. Here is this piece here, which I'm also going to cut today, and you can see that that's got color on the black, very thin, and you can see it comes around here as well. I mean, it's even red, but that, yeah, it's got no back there, so that'll probably just get ground away. But hopefully, if I'm lucky, there'll be a stone in here. So I mean, if this piece here works out, that could pay for the whole parcel in one piece. So let's hope that works out. And what's the next? And this piece here I also want to cut today. So we'll start with these three pieces. This is going to be a white opal, but it's all lightning ridge. I mean, look at that color. And this one's quite promising, actually. It's got a bit of thickness to it, even though that color bar is super thin. So yeah, let's see if we can get our money back. So let's jump on the wheels and grind these pieces out. Actually, there's this piece here. Look at that color. That is ridiculous. But it's probably not going to cut a stone, which is heartbreaking. But we'll throw this one in as well and give that a go today. Insane red on black. Alrighty, let's get grinding. So this piece here, I mean, this stood out to me when I was looking through the parcel as possibly the best piece in there. So that kind of says it all, really, doesn't it? But you have a look with the torch. You can see that there's a chunky bit of crystal in there. There's a bit of thickness to it, and there's black potch on this side over here, but it's probably not, because it's on an angle, the way it's split. Yeah, you can see it there. If I was to use that as a backing, it would be a tiny little sliver of a stone.
which might be, you know, that wide. So I'll touch it up and clean it up a little bit, but I'll probably just take all the potch off and turn it into a crystal, because it seems to have quite decent colour even without the black backing, hopefully, but we'll see. I'll probably take it in from this side, but first up I'll start on this big bit, which should be a little bit easier. Warm my fingers up, and then I'll tackle that piece afterwards. Okay, so I'll just go around here and start bringing it in from this side and just see if I can see a colour bar coming through under this cap. Let's do it. Hint of red there. Sand. Okay, you can see that black potch starting to join up there. See a little bit of colour there, and a little bit just there. Go. See that colour coming through. Ooh, it's looking promising. There goes that bit. See it just coming through there. Not looking good down this end. Even if there's something there, that could be good, but I'll take the top off now. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, it's actually cleaning up. Sweet, I need to be super careful here because that's super thin. Sand came out of there as well. lost the colour bar there. Come in a little bit. Wow. Probably come in. Yeah. You know what, I might get a 1 carat stone out of that, I'd be happy with that. Although that back doesn't look great. There's one. Right, next up, go for this crystal piece. And you can see the colour wedges off this way. A very thin bar up this end, which is it's good that it's starting there though. Oh, there, look at that. Nice there. Got this, yeah, kind of ruining things. If I try to get that out, I'll lose a lot of colour up here. Not sure. I reckon I can get that out just. Oh, almost. There's a crack there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a crack going across there. Take it in. It's got it. Alright. That's the best I can do with that one. Okay, now for the goody bit. Just clean up this side first. There's not a great back, the giant gaping hole in it. So I could go for a little black there, or a bigger crystal. Either way, I need to get this out, so I'll do that first. Pretty much a drop. I could just go for another drop. Good. Not bad. Bad at all. Okay, lucky last piece. There we go. Look at that. Is that a beautiful picture stone or what? Okay, I've decided I'm going to slice this because I just have to see what is under this section here, and there is that sand there, so If I shine the torch, you can see the black backing there. So it's going to be a small and thin stone, but it could be quite beautiful. So slice it off there, see what we can get. Right, so I've sliced it off. Going to salvage a little pointer out of there. Look at that. Woo-hoo. So let's see what this is hiding. Nice. I think that potch will come out a bit more, but I'll leave it for the dopstick. I'll just get it into a rough oval shape. Alrighty, so we are done, and these are our 4 pieces. So these were the that bit broke off, and that is an offcut. So that'll go into my chip jar. So the question was, did I buy rubbish? And I think the results speak for themselves. I would say that's a resounding no. It's awesome. Each piece I cut a stone, and they are small stones. But man, what awesome color. And I mean, there's so much in this parcel. I'll get at least 100 stones of this size and quality, I reckon. And you know, if they're worth even $50 each, you do the math. I paid $1,200 for the parcel, so I think it definitely will make some money. In saying that, would I recommend you buy a material like this? And that is that depends. I think it's actually really good material because it's easily going to pay for itself, and as a learning cutter, you'll be able to. It's quite tricky to cut because these are cutter scraps basically. So it's material that it's got color, but it's just going to cut too small of stones, or they're quite difficult bars, or they're going to be quite tricky to cut. The bars are on angles or different thicknesses and whatnot. So, but what that means is as a beginner cutter or intermediate, whatever cutter, a learning cutter, you will be challenged a lot, and it'll be really rewarding because they're really bright colors that you get out of it, and it'll get your skills up with cutting small pieces, which are definitely harder to get a small stone right for setting. So it's really great practice. So in that sense, yeah, I'd highly recommend looking at material like this. And just to remind you what it looks like, this is the best picks out of the main parcel. I mean, you can see. I mean, there's a lighter, so there's a lot of material there. I'll just zoom out a bit. Yeah, there's a lot of material there. You can see. I mean, that's all the stuff I picked out, which I thought looked the best. And even that bowl full, I mean, it's gonna be a heap of cutting in there. And this is the rest of it, which is just ridiculous amount in there. So there's a bit there. You can just see it's someone's had a go at it and they've thought, nah, too hard basket. But that's color on black, you know. So that'll cut pointers, no worries. There's another bit. Just a weird bar, but you never know, that it could get better inside. Right there. It's a mossy bar, but you never know, that could be an amazing gem right there. These are small stones, probably okay for rings, small rings. Probably very good for earrings, but you need pairs for earrings. So I will, as I cut through this parcel, I'll be looking to try and match up pairs. See what they weigh. I mean, look at that little black guy there. That is absolutely beautiful. Pattern's a bit mixed, but stunning. Definitely a black opal. And that is 0.36 of a carat. So 1/3 of a carat. But for that sort of colour, I don't know about pricing these stones. I'm going to have to figure that out. But I mean, it's got to be worth $100. And this one is stunning as well. That came from that really bright chip. And that's a crystal. Beautiful bright crystal. And that is 0.46 of a carat. So just under a half carat for that guy. Again, probably easily $100. This one here is a bit bigger, and that's a dark opal. It's interesting, it didn't quite go black for whatever reason. But yeah, I reckon it sits about there. Yeah. Yeah, about there, maybe 5 or 6, somewhere around there. So she's a bit bigger though. Good cut. Seating edge, I couldn't quite get it perfect in that spot, but it'll be fine. It's got a nice bevel in at the top there, so you better grab that in a bezel setting. Look at that, beautiful flagstone chaff. And that is 0.82 of a carat, so almost a carat there. So it's probably a couple $100 worth there. So already we're up to 400 easily, I would say. And this one, I think I stuffed the cut up on this, to be honest. I probably could have got a bigger stone out of this, but there was a bit of an angle to the bar and a bit of potch coming through, and it's even coming through on the face there, up in that top corner there. But it's a nice crystal. Maybe, see what that weighs. 0.44, so just under half a carat. So all up, best part of $500 right there. And that's just out of the first 4 pieces that I grabbed. So I'm super happy with that. So yeah, happy with the parcel. Now got basically a kilogram of it to cut through. And they're all going to be teeny tiny little stones. I actually rubbed up a few more. These were just random ones I grabbed out of the parcel. You can see that's a nice one there. Nice little crystal. Nice picture stone there. Quite decent size. That one would be a couple carats. And another little picture stone there. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty happy. And also, check this out. This is actually going to be, I started rubbing this out and I stopped. I have videoed it and it'll be in my next video or an upcoming video. If this works, this one stone will pay for the parcel probably. Look at that. And yeah, I'm hoping I can get a stone somewhere in here, which should be a carat, at least a carat, because in that end bit, if you watch this, you can see that bar is quite thick in the middle, which is amazing, because I thought that looks real thin from the edges, but then that's colour in there, and you can see that bar in focus is coming down on an angle down into there. So there's actually some decent thickness in the center region here. So I may be able to get this sand out here. This gouge goes in quite deep, so I'll probably slice that off, but it could be a stunning stone there. I'll get it wet, see what I mean. There we go. Look at that. Oh yeah. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.